Welcome all. Now we are moving to the closing ceremony of 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. It's honor to be a chairman of 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. I would like to welcome keynote speaker Mr. Janapith Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scout Association and member of World Scout Committee. Amila Besundara, District Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch. Dushanta Vitanage, 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum, Director, other invitees and participants to the closing ceremony, 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. I warmly welcome you all to the closing ceremony of 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. Thank you. Now we will have a flashback on what happened during the last 3 days at the 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. Hope you enjoyed the video. So we have successfully organized the 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum 2020 amidst this privileged situation, and I am proud to present you a summary of this forum. From the 2nd of April, we have been able to hold various discussions and entertainment night, talent show, various icebreakers. As discussion, we have had 3 forum sessions having 3 input speeches under the each session, covering the overall forum theme, the new normal way forward. The first forum session was titled Scouting in New Normal, and it had virtual troop patrol activities, membership growth at group level, batch work, and personal progression. The second forum session was titled Lifestyle in New Normal, which had input speeches under healthy lifestyle, outdoor and adventure, digital media and personal privacy. And today, the final forum session was held based on the topics suggested by the participants. The topics were professionalism in scouting, leadership in action, service to our communities. From the breakout group sessions that followed these input speeches were received 64 recommendations, and we received 28 delegate recommendations based on this. Total of 92 recommendations. The recommendations committee has worked tirelessly to come up with 20 recommendations which were adapted by the forum, together with 3 more recommendations that were not implemented from last year due to COVID-19. So let me present you to the recommendations of 3rd Colombo Scout Youth Forum. First recommendation, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, to declare an annual or biannual open week at district and group level for parents of scouts and potential scouts, teachers, members of external organization and outsiders, in order to give a wider perspective about scouting and promote the scouting activities held in Colombo. Second recommendation, Colombo District Branch to make it mandatory for all the scouts, troops and row crews to maintain strong social media assets and to evaluate the quality of content shared through these assets by hosting their inter-troop crew social challenges. Third recommendation, Colombo District Branch to develop a digital library that includes readily accessed by every scouts, rovers, leaders and batch examiners. Fourth recommendation, Colombo District Branch to educate the leaders, scouts and rovers in using the tools of technology for scouting an effective manner by conducting workshops, webinars, contests, etc. to enhance the quality of scouting in Colombo. Recommendation, Colombo District Branch to publish a guideline on health and safety practices to be followed when resuming different scout activities after the COVID-19 related restrictions on scouting, and create awareness about such documentation among the troop and groups. Sixth recommendation, Colombo District Branch to conduct awareness sections for the scouts, rovers and leaders on how to enhance mental health and to identify and help the individuals who suffer from such conditions. Seventh recommendation, Colombo District Branch to implement safe from harm guidelines for different scout sections and creating awareness by conducting educational sections for the scouts and rovers in Colombo. Eighth recommendation, Colombo District Branch to promote esports among the troops and crews of Colombo to enhance the engagement by organizing inter-troop esportsman tournaments. Recommendation 9, Colombo District Branch to implement the promote healthy and responsible food consuming while organizing district level events such as the Colombo Campery, etc. 10th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to develop a branding strategy and branding guidelines for Colombo Scouts that can be followed and renewed after a particular period of time. 11th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to promote physical health in the district of Colombo by restarting the traditional sports gala and declaring a fitness hour to be followed by the troops and crews of Colombo. 12th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to work on magnificent collaboration with the other district Scouts Association in order to organize joint projects which would ultimately create bond and chemistry among Scouts and Rovers. 13th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to organize more interactive projects in response to presenting issues like global warming, absence of health speech on social media, gender equality, etc., to increase the social responsibility among the Scouts and Rovers of Colombo. 14th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to establish an e-commerce platform that generates revenue by selling Scouts accessories and badges online and facilitates online payments for district events. 15th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to conduct recurring workshops in order to educate the proficiency badges examiners on the syllabus, method of evaluation and effective communication with Scouts, leaders and the parents. 16th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to promote scouting for girls under sponsored bodies, schools in order to increase the productivity of female youth in the district of Colombo by providing necessary introduction and safety guidelines. 17th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to organize training programs for patrol leaders, assistant patrol leaders, senior Scouts and promote leadership skills among them, and to host experience sharing sessions with the help of Rovers and past Scouts. 18th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to conduct an international leadership summit in Sri Lanka. 19th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to propose a grading system for the troops and crews in order to evaluate the overall performance of them by setting up basic goals to be complete within the year. 20th recommendation, Colombo District Branch to formulate the database that is accessible for the Scouts via internet, which contains details of organizations such as religion place, orphanage, elders' homes, etc., and rural villages which require assistance and which are ideal for hosting a community service project. Recommendation brought down from the 2nd Colombo Scout Youth Forum 2020. Number 1, Colombo District Branch to select and ceremonially award a Messenger of Peace Hero for the Colombo District on annual basis. Second one, the Colombo District Branch should prioritize outdoor activities which would make Scouts comparable the beauty of wonders of nature, as well as extracurricular activities such as archery, rowing, rifle shooting, etc. Third recommendation, Colombo District Branch to encourage interaction between Scouts and marginalized communities with social emphasis on interactions with Scout troops and rover crews which are established for the benefits of identity able individuals. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Amil Abesundara, District Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, to address the gathering.
Our keynote speaker today, Mr. Janapreet Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner, World Scout Committee member, our President, Chairman, Executive Committee of Colombo District Branch, our ADCs, leaders, rover scouts. First, let me congratulate all the delegates and observers who have participated in this Colombo Scout Youth Forum. I hope you have learned a lot. Regarding the recommendation, myself and our ADCs and Colombo District Management team will try our level best to do this recommendation. For the new committee that appointed today, I hope you will work closely with the district and try to implement all these recommendations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, District Commissioner. Now I invite Forum Director Mr. Dushyant Vitanage to announce the elected chairman and youth advisors of the Colombo Scout Youth Advisory Group.
Group for the year 2021-2022. Chairman. Let's get to know the Colombo Scout Youth Advisory Group for the year 2021-2022. Chairman, Senior Scout MS Udaybur Rahman, 11th Colombo. Vice Chairman, Troop and Crew Engagement, Senior Scout Muad Himas, 14th Colombo. Vice Chairman, Communication, Senior Scout Osal De Alves, 43rd Colombo Scout Group. Secretary, Senior Scout Imaya Bogoda, 17th Colombo. Treasurer, Senior Scout MNM Said, 11th Colombo. Youth Representative to the Executive Committee, Rover Scout ʀɪԼՂᴛ Kisharam, 70th Colombo. Youth Representative to the Executive Committee, Rover Scout Panduka Heba Gajamanage, 21st Colombo. Member, Senior Scout KDK Pereira, 16th Colombo. Member, Senior Scout Krishna Gautam, 21st Colombo. Member, Senior Scout Ranidu Hemsaka, 47th Colombo. Member, Senior Scout Krishan Nadishan, 57th Colombo. Member, Senior Scout Bilal Iqbal, 79th Colombo. Member, Rover Scout ʀɪ<hesitation>ᴜ 44th Colombo.
Thank you, Mr. Dushyant. Now I would like to invite keynote speaker, Mr. Janapit Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scout Association and member of World Scout Committee, to address the gathering.
Ayubowan, good evening, Wanakkam, Salam Alaikum. It gives me great pleasure to address you this evening at the conclusion of the third Scout Youth Forum organized by the Colombo district. The District Commissioner, Amil, President, Chairman, members of the Executive Committee, Assistant District Commissioners, members of the Steering Committee of this Youth Forum, Senior Scouts, and other parts of this Youth of the Colombo district. Youth Forum and the youth is a very important or a key element of the Scout movement. The Scout movement is a movement for the youth, guided by adults. Therefore, it is very clear that we serve our children, our youth, but under the guidance of adults or leaders, or formerly known as Scout Masters. My dear friends, we talk of youth empowerment, youth involvement, youth engagement, and so on and so forth. All this can be limited just to lovely words on paper or sweet talk on platforms and podiums. But the real way to have youth engagement, youth involvement, and the youth taking decisions on behalf of this movement is by engaging the youth. And I must congratulate the Colombo District Branch for organizing this Youth Forum for the third consecutive year. I take pride in informing this August Assembly that when I was a District Commissioner for Colombo in the year 2006, we were the first district in this country to introduce an amendment to our constitution and to bring in 2 youth members into the executive committee with full powers like any adult member. I know that some of the districts have followed suit, but nevertheless, majority of the districts and even at national headquarters, we have not been able to implement this as yet. This is very sad indeed, because we talk of youth engagement, youth involvement. We have the youth involvement policy of the World Organization Scout Movement, or the WOSM, which clearly tells us regarding the involvement of youth. But we at National have not been able to amend our rules and our act in order to bring in youth representation into the committee of the council. But I guarantee you, my dear friends, that this will be done soon, so that one of you or 2 of you from either the rover section of Colombo district or any other district will have the opportunity of being able to become a member of the committee of the council of Sri Lanka Scout Association. This year is a very important year for youth members of the World Organization Scout Movement. As some of you may know, the first Scout Youth Forum in the world was held in 1969 in Japan, in 1971 in Japan, And this year marks the 40th anniversary of youth involvement. With the Youth Forum began a new era for scouting in the world. In different years, and as you may know, the largest body, the biggest or the most important body of the world organized scout movement is the World Scout Conference. The World Scout Conference is held every 3 years. And at the World Scout Conference, decisions are taken by way of resolutions, which resolutions are carried out by the World Scout Committee, which consists of 12 elected members and other ex officio members, total 27, and the World Scout Bureau, who are basically the paid staff of the organization. So all resolutions which are passed at the World Scout Conference by the entire membership of Scouting are carried out by the World Scout Committee and the World Scout Bureau, which is now, the operation office is now in Kuala Lumpur. So from 1971, there have been significant development. In 1993, several resolutions were passed at the World Scout Conference for youth involvement. Then 2005 was a very important year, where the World Scout Conference decided that 6 youth members aged between 18 to 26 will serve as youth advisors to the World Scout Committee. And from 2005 up to date, these youth advisors serve the World Scout Committee in their capacity as youth advisors, and most of them, all 6 of them, especially serving in this term, are from 5 different regions. So the youth make a significant contribution to World Scouting at World Scout Conference, at the Youth Forum, and also in the World Scout Committee. In addition to that, my dear friends, we belong to the region of Asia Pacific. The Regional Scout Conference of the Asia Pacific region is also held once in 3 years, and simultaneously, or just before the World Conference, the Youth Forum is held. Again, 5 youth advisors are elected at Youth Forum, who are known as Youth Advisory Group of the APR, and the chairman of that Youth Advisory Group of the region serves as a full voting member of the Asia Pacific Regional Scout Committee. So we, the Asia Pacific Regional Committee, has a youth member with all rights, including voting, equivalent to any other member of the regional committee. So that's the structure of the world. And then when we have our conference in 2021, there will be more important resolutions giving youth more involvement and more policies for their involvement in the world organization Scout movement. As members of the Youth Forum, you must read the Youth Involvement Policy, the World Scout Youth Engagement Strategy. These are areas which you all must read and understand and get to know what the world is doing with regard to youth involvement. Otherwise, we will be like frogs in the well. Sri Lanka Scout Association cannot be a frog in the well. You youth members should be able to contribute, because you are the ones with the ideas. In this conference, in this youth forum, you all have been talking about the new norm, talking about doing scouting virtually, doing scouting from home, so on and so forth. But we have to ensure that for all this, we get the youth involved at all levels, at the group level, at district level, and at national level. I was very carefully studying the 20 resolutions which you all or 20 proposals which you all have arrived at this youth forum. Out of the 20 recommendations, several have already been implemented by us at national headquarters. The seventh one, safe from harm policy, has been done extremely well. We have a very good safe from harm policy, which your district and any district in the country can implement and follow. We have already shared with the districts the health guidelines, which was prepared by us, together with a team of doctors from the Kotalala Defence University and the Ministry of Health, and which has been approved by the Director General of Health Services. So we already have the guidelines. Then you talk of social media expansion, a digital library and webinars. We've always, the last 13 months, we have conducted several webinars, including us, under the Better World framework. You recommend about having training for proficiency badge examiners, proficiency badges. These are things which Colombo district has been doing in the past. Then you have come out with a good recommendation where you have once in 6 months, or at least once a year, an open day or an open week where parents and members of the public, scout leaders, scouts can start showcasing scouting, and also for the public and parents to learn about scouting and get ideas about scouting. That's a very good recommendation. I hope Colombo district starts that immediately this year itself, so that we are able to showcase scouting in the district. To talk about food consumption, we have already laid emphasis on the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, which the World Organization of Scout Movement is supporting in 2013 to achieve all 17. And this is one of the important ones. Responsible food consumption. So we already given that priority. Branding. As you know, at the present moment, we are doing a project with ʀɪṛᴜ TV and another project for 100,000 trees. So our branding is on the increase. Our branding image is getting a lot of publicity through the media. The sports gala, which was introduced about 17, 18 years back, I know continued for several years, but some years they have not been able to have it. I think you should reintroduce it. In fact, even this year, you can reintroduce a sports gala, because the health authorities have given permission to hold festivals, to festivities for the Sinhalese and New Year, Sinhalese and Tamil New Year, following the health guidelines. Similarly, you can follow the health guidelines. Not do for the entire district, but you can do it sub-district wise, so that the comradeship, sportsmanship, the team spirit can be built through this exercise. Then you have given a recommendation about gender equality to increase scouting. There are districts in this country, my dear friends, which have more girls than more girls than boys. But unfortunately, Colombo, as we all know, we have taken decision at national level that we will not start scouting in schools where there is girl guiding, and most schools in Colombo have girl guiding. Therefore, our limitations are there to start scouting in Colombo district. The district has to be careful, and I urge you all as a district to be able, that you will be able to go into schools which has neither scouting nor guiding and start scout troops. Then PS training camps you all have been conducting. Please continue that, because we have got your permission. It's at the present moment, it is night camping which has various restrictions. But daytime programs, if you follow the health guidelines, you can continue to do the way you have been doing. The evaluation of the scout groups. We have the district commissioner's flag. For the district commissioner's flag, an evaluation is being done by the team of ADCs appointed by either the executive committee or the DC. And they go around, visit troops, and at the end of the year, the best group after evaluation gets a district commissioner flag. But District Commissioner Mr. ʀɪԼ informed me last week at a function that we have not been awarding this for a few years. Please ensure that is implemented, because it's not that by introducing this we are ridiculing any troop or bringing a standard of a troop down, but we are able to evaluate the troops in the district, and through those evaluations teach lessons to other groups, so other groups also can come up to the level of the groups which have reached certain high achievements. Another important recommendation was mental health. As you know, after the COVID pandemic, several children in the ages of scout ages 7 to 18 or 5 to 18 are suffering from various problems due to the fact that they have not been able to mingle with their friends, go out to their schools. Some of them have been under lockdown for months and months. They have been on virtual learning, on screen time. All these have affected mentally. And the WHO, the World Health Organization, has identified the 6 big movements youth organized in the world, including the Scout movement, to get involved in the future, to support this cause, to help our little children, help our brothers and sisters who are having mental issues after the COVID-19. A good recommendation is the esports tournaments. Apart from the esports tournaments, please go on with your mayor's flag competition, CPJ competition, because these not only increase the knowledge and the standard of the troop and the district, but also creates a bond of friendship among him and among other groups, other teams as well. So, my dear friends, the 20 recommendations can be concised. I'm sure the district commissioner and some ADCs will get together with you all and concise this, and this will end up with about 6 to 7 recommendations, which are very, very important for the district to implement. This is the way to go forward, my dear friends, because the district needs your support. The district needs to know what you want, because Lord Baden-Powell told scouting 114 years ago that, I quote, "The fisherman his hook with the food he likes, but he baits the hook with the food which the fish likes." The fisherman baits the hook with the food the fish likes, then only he can catch. Similarly, we as scout leaders, as scout commissioners, want to do what you in scouting, not what we want to do or what we like in scouting. So therefore, as the Honorary District Commissioner for Colombo and as a Deputy Chief Commissioner for Sri Lanka Scouts, I thank the organizing team for inviting me to the keynote address. And on behalf of the Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scout Association, Major General Milinda Peiris, who was to join you and address you, but due to another important commitment is unable to do so, I bring greetings and best wishes from Commissioner and all the other commissioners of Sri Lanka Scout Association, and I look forward to working with you. And I would have been very happy had you all been able not only to meet virtually, but to have this as a hybrid conference, so that some of you at least could have met. But please ensure that you have a follow-up youth forum, a follow-up youth forum. We can open the national headquarters to you for this purpose if you need. You should have a full-day workshop where you are able to meet one-on-one and discuss what you all have been discussing for the last 3 days, face-to-face in a physical sense, and then be able to contribute towards scouting in Colombo and scouting in Sri Lanka Scout Association and the World Organization Scout Movement. So I wish to thank the DC, Mr. Supun Jayalat, Assistant District Commissioner, for inviting me, and all the others who have been involved in organizing this 3rd Scout Youth Forum of Colombo District and making it a success. I wish all of you a happy Easter and wish you all the very best in your Scout career and your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, keynote speaker Mr. Janaprit Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scout Association and member of World Scout Committee. Now, I would like to invite Forum Director Mr. Dushyanta Vitanage to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, my dear friends in Scouting. Keynote speaker for tonight's closing ceremony, Mr. Janaprit Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner and the member of the World Scout Committee. Mr. M.C.M. Zaruk, President, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch. Mr. Sarath Chandrasirivitanna, Chairman, Executive Committee of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch. Mr. ʀɪԼ භේසුන්දර, District Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch. Mr. ධර්ෂණ රණතුංග, Assistant District Commissioner. Mr. Supun Jailath, Assistant District Commissioner, Rovers and Youth Engagement, and the Executive Committee members of Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, all ADCs, District Scout leaders, Scout Masters, and my dear fellow Scouts. As Stephen Mayer from Twilight said, it's not the end, it's a beginning. With the experience we gained from the last year's 55th Colombo Camporee held virtually this year, we have planned first ever virtual Scout Youth Forum in Sri Lanka Scouting history. I hope it was great experience for everyone who participated. So I take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped to make this a success. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. M.C.M. Zaruk, President, Executive Committee of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, Mr. Sarath Chandrasirivitanna, Chairman, Executive Committee of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, who arranged the operations center and the studio for us at the Ministry of Environment, the Executive Committee members of Sri Lanka Scout Association. Colombo District Branch specially thanks goes to our opening ceremony keynote speaker, Mr. Nilan Mihindukul Surya, Director Technology, Borough Markets, Australia. Also, our keynote speaker tonight, Mr. Janaprit Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner and the member of World Scout Committee for advising and supporting in organizing the forum as he has always done in the past. Next, I would like to thank our resource persons for their valuable input speeches. Mr. Rio Ashadi, Mr. Madhusudan Avala, Mr. Siddharth Kajanayaka, Mr. Umair Walid, Ms. J. Jigans, Mr. Tinuvan Gayantha. Next, I would like to thank District Commissioner Mr. ʀɪЛ භේසුන්දර, ADC Mr. ධර්ෂණ රණතුංග, ADC Rovers and Youth Engagement Mr. Supun Jailath, all ADCs, District Scout leaders and Scout leaders of participating and Scouts, Scout leaders for participating troops and the crews. Next, I would like to thank Colombo Scout Youth Advisory Group members for their massive in pulling out this event. And last but not least, thank to all the parents who encourage Scouts to join this evening. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you for joining Sri Lanka's first ever virtual Scout Forum. Let's conclude the forum by rising to the national anthem.